Welcome gamers to another Dear Days video, and of course Jet is finally here. Jet has been added to Dear Days, and while initially we thought this would be the last bit of DLC, they've announced a bunch more. We're getting Minerva next month, and then we're getting the Messiah Stride deck set, we're getting set 9 and set 10. So it looks like they're going to keep Dear Days going for quite a bit, and they want to kind of stimulate the player base a little bit and make sure that people still keep tuning in to Dear Days with these new DLC drops. And of course now everyone is playing Jet, and we will also be showing it off. When Jet first came out on the, in the TCG, I definitely didn't like the deck as much as I like it now. I think Jet has had time to evolve with the increasing Dark States card pool. It got some really cool cards in Festival Booster that aren't specifically Jet support, but they're really cool generic Dark States cards that work really nicely. And Jet getting restricted in the Japanese format to choose between GG and Swirler has opened up deck building a lot more, and I feel like the Jet deck is a lot more interesting later down the line, but this is basically its most powerful rendition, and so it's basically this. So Swirler and GG are not choice restricted, and it is a whole different beast of its own. And of course, if you scroll down, you do get, if we can, there we go, the G-Zone. You can see at the bottom. So we're gonna break down the deck and talk about it. And of course, in the actual deck, showcase, I'll explain how striding works and stuff as well, so you can take a look at all of that. I think I can't show you the crest on its own as a card, which is a little bit unfortunate. Maybe showing this? No, it doesn't even show related cards. Okay, there's like no way to look at the crest in game, it seems, which is a little bit interesting. But anyway, we have our ride deck, which starts with Chronojet, which is just like the generic starter. But then the grade 1 is Mazer Gear Dragon. So Mazer Gear says, when it's placed by riding from Chronojet, you draw a card and you get a Chronojet Dragon Crest, which is the card that allows you to stride and turns your Chronojet Dragon into a 13k power Vanguard as well, and gives you the power buff for every face-up unit in your G-Zone. You get 5k to your front row. So I'll explain all of those terminologies and what striding is when we get into the game, so don't worry about it. Then we have Smoke Gear Dragon, who says when you ride Chronojet over him, you Soul Blast 1 and search your deck for a grade 3 unit card and add it to your hand. So we usually want to find cards such as the Badiv. So Badi says he has a GB2 skill, which is when 2 or more cards are active in or are face up in your G-Zone, and basically says that if any player's rearguard was put into the bottom of the deck this turn, he gets plus 10k, and when he's discarded from your hand for the cost of stride, you draw 1, which is very important. But of course, the grade 3 of the deck itself is Chronojet Dragon. Now you'll notice there's no Persona Ride icon, which means you don't have to run 4 copies of this. It's a little bit different. And what he says is GB2, again, when you have 2 or more face-up cards in the G-Zone, he gets the skill that when he attacks the Vanguard on his own, until the end of that battle, he gets plus 5k power, and your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards from hand to Guardian Circle. And yes, GB, this doesn't just count the cards face up in your G-Zone, it's also the cards that are in your on your Vanguard too, if you have a stride on your Vanguard. So for Jet, of course, his Vanguard skill, so he cares about face up in the G-Zone. And when you stride over him with a G-Unit, then you can count +1 to choose an opponent's rear guard and put it in the bottom of the deck. So striding is basically every turn after you ride, after the ride phase or during the ride phase, you get a stride step where you discard cards from your hand equal to grade 3. And it's actually explained on strides themselves. So if you take a look at this one, it has a stride step. So you choose 1 or more cards from hand with the sum of their grades being 3 or greater. I'll move chat over here real quick because I see that it's a little bit hard to see. All right, so move chat aside for a little bit. So yeah, you can see here that it says you choose 1 or more cards from hand with the sum of their grades being 3 or greater and discard them. So it can be 1 grade 3, a grade 2 and a grade 1, 3 grade 1s, it can be 2 2s as well, so as long as it's 3 or greater. And then you stride this card on your Vanguard Circle from face down, because G-Zone units are normally face down, so they go face up on the Vanguard Circle. When you stride, your original Vanguard becomes a heart card, and this unit gets that card's power and card name. At the end of the turn, return this unit face up. So this strides have 15,000 power, but you add the power of your grade 3 to them, so they become 28,000. And so that is, of course, how striding works. And then, for example, this stride is Fate Rider Dragon. So he says when he attacks, you can +1 and turn a card from your G-Zone face up and put a rearguard on the bottom of the deck, so one of your rearguards, to search your deck for a card that is grade +1 of the card you put back, call it to rear, shuffle your deck, and then choose one of your units and gets plus 5k power until end of turn for each face-up card in your G-Zone. So basically, you can target a grade 1, put it back to your deck, and then call a grade 2, or target a grade 2, put it back to your deck, call a grade 3, etc. So you can basically even put back your triggers back to deck and call grade 1s, for example. So that's some of the applications of Fate Rider, basically to enable a 4th attack in the turn. The other stride is Chrono Dragon Next Stage. So this one has a bit of a more strict stride cost, where he has to discard specifically Chronojet to stride. So Fate Rider you can stride with whatever grade 3 combination from your hand. This one you have to ditch a Chronojet copy, so it's kind of like Persona Ride in a way. And you stride him. And his skill is GB2, so you cannot do it as the first stride because you're only on GB1 on first stride. At the end of the ability attack, the Vanguard, counterblast 1 and discard 2. You put him back to the G-Zone face up and choose your Chronojet Vanguard and stand it. So you get a second Vanguard attack, which is really strong because you get to also enable the GB2 of your Chronojet Dragon to have that guard restrict, which is really, really strong. So that's just explaining what stride is and basically what Chronojet is. But then of course we have a bunch of really strong rear guards. We have a really good draw engine in Steam Scar Gigi, who says when she's placed on rear guard circle, you have a Chronojet Dragon crest. You Soul Blast 2 to draw 1, and if she was placed by card's ability, she gets plus 5k as well. Soul Blast 2 to draw 1 is really good, by the way. Very, very good. And you can enable that turn 1 by the card called Swirler. So Swirler, when it's placed on rear guard circle, soul charges 1, and when you soul charge it, you can, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, give him plus 5, and it stacks. So turn 1, going second, you can basically just call this down, and then soul charge 1, and then call a GG, soul blast the card you soul charge in your starter to draw a card immediately, and rush your opponent, so it's pretty good. Then we have these cards called Stride Fodders. So this is Steam Breath Dragon, and you can see the continuous skill says in hand, when you're paying the cost for Stride, it's regarded as a grade 3. So you can just ditch this to Stride. And if you have a Chronojet Dragon Crest in hand during the main phase, you can ditch this from hand to search your deck or drop for a grade 3 Chronojet, add it to your hand after revealing it and shuffle your deck if you search your deck. So this thins the deck of your Chronojets, and it also gets them back from drops, so you can ditch them for the cost of the next stage to go into it. So that's also very nice. So those are the grade 1s in the deck. We're also playing one copy of Gungunram to also just soul charge, so we can use Gigi or just Gungunram if we have too much soul, and also to power up Swirler even more. And then finally we have the grade 2s. First we have Argandia, who says when you guard with it, you Soul Blast 1 and he gets plus 5k shield. But if you have a G-Zone, like a face-up card in your G-Zone, it gets plus 10k shield instead. So it's a 15k shield for one Soul Blast, which is pretty good. And then finally, the best grade 2 in the deck, which is Upstream Dragon. It says GB1, so it's active if you have one or more face-up units, G units in total on your Vanguard, Circle, or G-Zone. When he attacks the Vanguard, he gets plus 5k into the battle. And at the end of the battle, you may put him to the bottom of the deck in order to search your deck for up to one grade 1 card called to a back or rear guard circle and shuffle your deck. So this is essentially allows you to find your GGs to draw more cards, find your Swirlers to have more powerful columns, and just chain into a bunch of attacks. And how good you are with this deck entirely depends on how well you can master using this specific card. Like, this is the main thing that tests your ability with Jet, and learning how to use Upstream is very, very important, and Dear Days definitely helps with that. So that's basically the entire deck. We're running an 8 crit 3 draw lineup as well for the triggers, and this is just the Perfect Guard Arlim. So she's actually a Gear Chronicle Perfect Guard, which is also nice, and we run one copy of the Elementaria Sanctitude. So that is the entire deck that we have now discussed. So now let's get into a game and see how it works in Dear Days, and I'm fully expecting to see some mirror matches as well. Ooh, we're playing in Xanta, someone that just began their ranked climb. But they do have the Raika skin. Could this be Youthberk, or will this be a Jet mirror? Oh, it looks like it is not a Jet mirror. Is Jet good right out of the box? Yes, it is. And also, Jet, unlike other decks, actually likes to go second because you get to stride first. You can only stride if both players are on grade 3. Alright, we're going to put back 4 cards here. So the mulligan, you have to prioritize Gigi and Swirler, especially going second. So we're going to put all these back. Getting Gungunram is also fine. Gungunram is like a 5th copy of your Swirler, so it's fine. So this is pretty nice. So it looks like we're playing against Youthberk, another very popular deck. So yes, you can stride basically, yeah, if you start your turn on grade 3, or if both players are on grade 3. So there's 2 different requirements, and as long as you satisfy one of each, you're fine, basically. Ooh, we find the Swirler too. That's actually huge. I might want to keep that for later, because the Swirler won't gain power until much later too. Here, we could theoretically ditch the Bali because we can find it off of the ride line. So we don't want to clunk up our hand with too many grade 3s in case we start drawing into them like crazy. We're going to draw from the starter and then draw one from the grade 1 and also get the crest. So you can see what the crest does here. So you can see you can perform stride as long as your Vanguard is a Chronojet, and then your Chronojets become 13k power, and then for every face-up G unit, you get plus 5k power to your front row. And at the beginning of each battle phase, you can choose up to 1 grade 3 or greater rear guard and increase or decrease his grade to 0, so that way using Fate Rider is a bit easier as well. So yes, now we're going to go for the classic called Gungunram, and then use his ability to soul charge 1. Shweep. It's a heal, it'll happen. And then we're going to call the GG, and Soul Blast 2 to draw a card. So just like that, you generate advantage while also pushing your opponent. So here, the attack pattern is also very important because oftentimes you won't have any other grade 1. So I want to just display this attack pattern as it is without calling the swirler. But you want to start with the rears because this way your opponent will try to get a defensive. And then if they don't, you can punch with another rear, and then it'll try to get defensive again and probably just block your Vanguard anyway. So they obviously don't want to be taking 3 damage on turn 1. So here, if we swing with the Vanguard here, they might be inclined to guard it, but if they take it and hit a defensive, then that means that this gets shut down. Whereas here they might be already inclined to guard this or take it, and then like take one of these two or guard one of these two. So we're going to swing with the rear guard next, and just basically pressure them to guard and drop 5k shields. But they're not going to do it. They're not doing it. So they're going to take another one. Okay, they hit the front. And here, if they, you know, they're afraid, they might still guard this one because it's 1 to pass. Is this Trial Deck Youth? I feel like it might be. And we hit a draw to break through the 1 to pass. Jet is a sealed product 2-ish. I got the swirlers in here. This isn't very sealed. We've confirmed 3 damage in 1 turn. They hit the heal though, so that's good. Do you think the same philosophy applies to grade 2 rush? It more or less does because the drives aren't 2 yet. I feel like once you're at grade 3, then the attack pattern, also if you play front or not, also depends. But once you're at grade 3, you do have twin drive, so then the risk of your Vanguard getting shut down and you having to put those triggers on your rear is bigger. Whereas on 1, it's a little bit different. Alright. I'm gonna call that grade 1 from ditching it. Xantha will drop DD after being bullied by DF. Man. I've always just gone rear, Vanguard, rear. It really depends. You kind of have to read what your opponent's hand is from like their right deck discards. Like, if they're ditching triggers, that oftentimes means that they have a bunch of combo pieces in their hand that they cannot afford to get rid of. If they're ditching Persona Ride, then you can kind of imply they have a lot of grade 3s in hand. Stuff like that. So you always have to think aloud in that sense about the game state and what kind of plays you can commit to and which ones you can't. So they're going to counter rush us as well. This is technically the only attack I can afford to take this turn, so I'm going to just guard this one, then take the other two. Because the other two are a lot harder to guard. What is this dragon again? It's got gains intercept power? Yeah, it's like a 15k intercept. It's like their very own Argandia, but it has to intercept to activate the skill. It is the TD, yeah, this is the Youthberk TD. The difference in power of starter product. The Youthberk trial deck versus the Chronojet Stride deck set. Insane. Insane. Alright, gonna find the power-up guy from Revolve forming. But yeah, this is... I feel like showing a jet mirror might have been more accurate for this video. We'll take the Youthberk swing, or the Youth swing rather. He's not Berk yet. He's not quite Birkin just yet. Yeah, we have a pretty good turn too as well, because we can just like call Swirler. I feel bad for my opponent. I don't mean to do it. I don't mean it. Is that the hang in there? I didn't mean to check the OT. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shut down your last attack. Oh my god. Chat is not on my side. No, Xantha wants... Chat wants to see Xantha OT me and just smack me across the skull. We can ditch a jet here. We don't need it until like turn 4. We're gonna move this back. Call out this. I think we can keep the Swirler in hand for a later turn. And just kind of swing with the rear columns. Here we go. We're here to show how to destroy a new player with Jet. No, we're not. We're not trying to destroy a new player with Jet. I didn't know it was queuing you into a new player. But that being said, you know, you walk into ranked, it's a battlefield out here. It's a battlefield out here. But I feel like you can update the Youth trial deck with like the generically good Keter cards. Like you can play the good PGs and stuff too, right? But I guess maybe this player just like bought the... Because you had to buy the Raika skin. The Raika skin isn't free, right? It is paid, right? You have to pay for it. And it's not in the demo either, right? Alright, we check nothing. Steam Breath is nice though. We can deck thin out the... we don't have any more jets in the deck, actually. So we can just ditch it for Stride or something, or guard with it. We'll still push more damage here. Maybe they'll intercept with it. Does this have to be a Youthberk Vanguard? As we Revolve form. Oh, you have to have a roll form in your soul. Oh, I see. What if it's his first game on DD? But you have to play the tutorial to play Dear Days. This is a challenge video. Maybe Xantha's a YouTuber. Can I reach master with just a Youthberk trial deck? That'd be a great video idea. Can I win with the Youthberk trial deck? They might be a YouTuber. They might be making some insane content. That could be the case. They're making better content than me, that's for sure. I'm out here bullying a Youthberk trial deck with full power Jet. Non-stop streaming until I win with the Youthberk trial deck? I'm sure you can win with it if like faster than non-stop streaming. Alright. Gonna swing with a 16 here. I could theoretically intercept, but I do want the soul. And I do want the damage a little bit too. So we'll take this first one. I'm assuming they're gonna go into Zest. Okay, that's another body gone. I think I still have one more in deck. Not having them would suck. That is a draw skill that you don't want to lose. He's about to Zest. Ooh, he's not boosting. Alright, I'll take the gamble and drop the 2 to pass. He is gonna Zest. He's holding it. Ooh, gets the front. This might break through. This might break through. What if they hit? Okay, they didn't hit the second one. They got Persona Ride for next turn though. Damn. I know chat was rooting. I know all the viewers are like, oh, check OT, check OT. Like, check the crit. Break his legs. Alright, he's Revolt Foreman. Xantha's going ham, gets the power up. It's pretty big. And then the Zest does get the power as well. Stop pretending you root for Xantha. No, I am rooting for Xantha, bro. It's brave to challenge the rank ladder with a freaking Youthberk trial deck. I'll just take this. Needs to break the rock. Yo, look at that. Watch take it. This is his first game. How could you? Listen. I'm just gonna show him how cool Jet is. And that you too can buy us. You can just buy the Jet DLC. You don't have to buy anything else. You don't have to get anything else. You can just buy the Jet DLC and you're good to go. You're ready. I will guard this. Another defensive, how could you? That's the first. I mean, I did hit the defensive OT, to be fair. Oh god, y'all making me look like a horrible person. You bought the UTD, you chose. No, you didn't. It's fine. Stop, chat. So rude. Let's ditch the draw. You get the line. Chrono says the line. It's so great. We can't afford the Jet DLC. Doesn't it cost the same as the Raika skin, or like barely more? They bought the Raika skin. All right, it's time. We don't stride next stage first. We stride Fate Rider and ditch body. He says it. Apparently all characters say the line actually, which is really nice. Let's use body first to draw a card. And then we will use Jet's skill here as well to buff deck something. Jet DLC the same price as the Raika skin. Is it really? I don't want to get... Optimally, you get rid of the intercept thing, but this thing gets a lot of power, so I'll get rid of that instead. I think the optimal choice is the other one. We don't have any upstream, so we actually can't do any upstream combos. But what we can do, I think we'll just overcall it in Argandia. We'll call a Swirler. Overcall in Argandia. We'll like do this column first, and then overcall Argandia with the from the GG into an upstream, and then that will find us a GG to draw more cards. But yes, this is how striding works. You just ditch the grade 3 and you go into it, and now we are GB1 basically. And so the crest activates every single battle phase just to check for grade 3s and if they want to reduce their grade. And we're gonna go in and swing. Go in with the 18. Do the intercept? They do. All right. BMing, he let the 15k shield live. Thing is like, I don't mind the 15k shield living. Like he could have guarded with less for this too. But the power card is gonna, like, reducing the attackers feels like it's more important. Like, unironically. Alright, then we're gonna use the Fate Rider here. So we can flip any June face up, so I recommend flipping next stages. Because next stage doesn't flip anything, so you can just use it later down the line. We will leap the GG here. So this way we can GG into an upstream over this one. So we do overcall. It's like not optimal, but at the end of the day, it's fine. And then you can choose to give power. So we're gonna give, this is already hitting huge, so we're gonna give the power to the upstream. And then we can kind of theoretically go into another swirler. Ooh, they guard with the OT, so that's actually 3 to pass. Theoretically we could hit. Okay, we get a PG in hand. Second check. Okay, nothing. I'm gonna check 3 blanks. Watch. Never mind. I feel bad. Oh god. Oh no, I should have given it to the upstream because I'm swinging upstream first. I guess theoretically we can swing with this because I'm not gonna find... I think... We're gonna find the GG off of this instead of the swirler. If we're going for the kill... I guess I could have done it differently, but we'll just swing with this first and force the PG first. Yeah, I'm gonna find GG with upstream so we can actually swing with this first for 38, ask for 2 15Ks. Otherwise it's lethal. Otherwise it's GG's. Let's see it. I really wonder, is my opponent truly just doing Youthberk Trial Deck Challenge? They no guarded! Oh no! Panic! Okay, they healed. It's fine. It's fine, bros. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. They healed. I'm not a bad person. They're healing. No, they heal the face-off damage. They are a beginner. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Chat will never forgive me. Why does it pair me to new players, bro? It's okay. It's just a 5k shield. Okay, he's got it. He had the 15. What? Yeah, I guess maybe that's the only shield they had. They had Persona and that front. You know you're happy? No, I'm not! I'm not happy! How dare you say that? How dare you say that to me? No apologies, Holy Carnage. There's 2 types of DifferentFight channel viewers. There's the there's the no apologies, only Carnage, and then there's the apology video with tears now. It's always apology video with tears, bro. Then why are you smiling? Cause it's funny. Redemption time, no card is Vanguard swing if you're on 3 damage. Okay. Let him double crit you. I'll let him experience the ecstasy of double critting. You know what? I'll let him have the chance. I want them to experience ecstasy. It's the real world, you gotta learn. It's like that Mortal Kombat video of Justin Wong with like matches against the kid. He's like, you're cheating, that's cheating. And then Justin Wong just like, this is the real world. All right. No, that's 1 crit too few, bro. No, he can't. You like resolve. You have to have the resolve to check crits. Watch take it. You get to see your cool animation though. Zest for game. Sorry, I'm not no guarding his Zest. The TD only has 4 crits, bro. He's trying. Oh my god, I completely forgot the TD only has 4 crits. Take the death swing. Bro, you want me to throw? You want me to tell this guy that like this is what Vanguard players are like? They just throw. He's like, damn, I thought people said Vanguard players are so good. Why are they just throw, bro? What if this is like a Yu-Gi-Oh streamer and he's trying to see how good Vanguard players are? And I just throw, like, bro, what? I still don't have upstream. It's kind of sad. He says begrudgingly, I will guard this. No throwing. Imagine this is Farfa. That's right, this is Farfa. You throw against Farfa, he badmouths Vanguard players again. Can't believe it. Don't have enough soul. I guess I should have tossed it. I guess I can. I don't have a 15. I'll actually just take this. If little bro survives this turn, it's gonna be huge. No mercy in this dojo. That's right, eat this next stage. You're about to learn what guard restricting is. Oh my god. Everyone must learn. No. It's okay. Xanta, if you're watching this, join my Discord. Join my Discord. We will turn you into a warrior. we will turn you into a warrior. Now check out this next stage. Doesn't have Elementaria, but the thing is you can craft it. Crafting doesn't cost money. All right, I will keep the intercept. I will keep the intercept up there. All right, time to swirl. Time to swirl. Let's get swirling. Sweep. Oh, Soul Charge to crit. Does the Youthberk trial deck not come with Elementaria? He had Kadwala. Oh, maybe it does, yeah. This is the start of Xantha's training arc. Just in time for BCS, that's right, Xantha. I want to see you at Worlds. Or let me actually, in case I don't win here, I kind of want to... I guess I don't... Realistically, we are winning this turn. Like, not memeing around for 2 seconds. I think we are winning this turn. Worst case, we just go through Jets, or I think we just call this. Kind of want to keep the GG in hand for later. All right, battle. So you always want to, when you swing with next stage, you kind of want to go unboosted with it, because then you can give trigger power behind the Vanguard to make the guard restrict Jet go stronger. So I want to see. I want to see if Xantha villain backstory. No. Let's see it. Let's see what they're gonna do. Let's see what they're gonna do. No, they're no guarding. I guess we get to see the next stage animation. I haven't seen the next stage animation yet. Oh, my hand is moving on its own. My hand is moving on its own. It's applying the crit to Vanguard. Oh god. It had its own line? Oh my god. Whoa, it's the cannons from the thing. He's got the cannons. That's so dope. Damn, GG Xantha. GG Xantha. He sacrificed for content. That's true. Xantha, check your PayPal. $10 coming in soon. Thanks for playing, bro. Thanks for playing Jet best deck. Damn. It had to be a new player. The tear running down my eyes. Alright, so that was basically Chronojet in action. You got to basically see everything that it does. There will be one more video. I actually recorded a second game after that Youthberk match, but it was insanely long. Therefore, this video will become an hour in total. So we're going to see a second Chrono fight, a second Chronojet fight, and you have to watch it. It is insane. It was insanely heated, super hyped. The chat was losing it. So many good moments. You don't want to miss it, so make sure you check it out. But otherwise, if you like this video, give it a like. If you have any questions about Jet, leave them in the comments below. And of course, if you like what I do, consider subscribing, helping me reach 100K. And if you want to support in either ways, you can become a YouTube channel member, use a super thanks, or check out all my socials in the description below. But otherwise, that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.